Mike 7 with Jking. Here we're going to be reviewing the new show, the beginning of the new DC universe, Creature Commandos.
I have to say, 2 episodes into what James Gunn has in store for us for this new DC universe, I very much enjoyed it. The best way to describe it is like the Suicide Squad, like James Gunn's version of the Suicide Squad, but characters that can take the risk more so than a human can. And so far, again, I know some people are probably going to take this as like, oh, it's animated. Do I need to see this? Like, even though this is animated, this is still within the brand new universe that he has set forward. The one that happened in The Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, and the one going forward into James Gunn's Superman movie next year. So this is very important. And so far, I like the characters a lot so far, especially with the expansion on some existing relationships we already know. Like we have Rick Flag Sr. here, voiced by Frank Grillo, who will also show up in James Gunn's Superman movie as the same character. We got Alan Tudyk here. We got a lot of noteworthy voices here with a lot of characters that may seem obscure, well, as obscure as you can, with people not recognizing Frankenstein or the Bride of Frankenstein. But so far, just the tone, the humor, and what it's setting up, not just for the show, but hell, seed drops that it's dropping for other projects that we know are coming, like Paradise Lost, for instance. I'm very much enjoying what it is so far. So far, it's subtle, but it's packed.
Yeah, because I actually now, like, this is being a spoiler, I want to get into it. Yeah, so it opens up with, the sons of Themyscira, as a
which is completely different from the comics, but it's
right, and then they're all like a group rallied by Cersei, and that currently Themyscira is actually a place that is still myth or mythological, that some people believe and some people don't, whatever. But we get a reveal of Cersei, new character. But also we get introduced to Rick Flag Sr. and Amanda Waller coming back with Viola Davis and stuff, and basically just kind of talking about, hey, after Suicide Squad and after Peacemaker, which by dialogue again they confirmed canon. Yeah, your son died. Project Starfish. Lily and me and Sam, when we watched this episode, the first episode, we like, yeah, this is gatekeeping. But when you the boss, it's like, hey, who cares?
He literally put himself in the opening, so who cares at this point?
Yeah. So like they basically just like to confirm, everything James gonna touch, it's minor stuff and everything, but they're continuing. But and now he's basically running a new task force because after Peacemaker, Amanda Waller's daughter basically out, and basically now she can't use metahumans or use the Suicide Squad, so now she has to create the Task Force M, or Creature Commandos, prisoners that are not human, but are meta technically,
right.
But what was your thoughts on all this? Again, we get introduced to the Bride, Dr. Phosphorus. Also, we get introduced to bring back Weasel as well, as we kind of seen this team going on to this mission to protect this princess from a fictional country. But yeah,
I mean, just 2 episodes in, and again, we still have a lot more episodes to go through in order for me to fully grasp these characters. But I already get a good understanding of what each of these characters' motivations are and their personality. Rick Flag Sr. is very much just trying to live up to the image that his son had of him before, getting killed off in the Suicide Squad. The Bride of Frankenstein is very much the standoffish person, and we learned why in episode 2, given her connection to the Doctor and Frankenstein himself, who was voiced by good old David Red Guardian himself. Very standoffish person. Meanwhile, you got GI Robot here, whose main thing is just wanting to take out Nazis.
Yeah, he's my favorite. One of my favorites. So.
Yeah, he's my favorite. Even though it's like way past the point of any Nazi, at least in the DC universe at that time, he's still trying to. He has that purpose, and I think, I don't know, maybe along the way he'll find a new purpose, or he'll be able to reevaluate his purpose. You'll
see more of him, like his backstory and stuff like that. But yeah.
Yeah, we also have Dr. Phosphorus, very much kind of like that one villain y'all know from Batman Beyond. Toxic, literally, and is probably the one that has had the most conflict, especially when it comes to the team dynamic. But it is interesting to see. It will be interesting to see where his character goes. As of course, we also have Weasel, who's only on this team because Amanda Waller said, "Hey, look, he survived not dying from Project Starfish, so why the heck not just put him on here?" And then we got, I forget her name.
Yeah, Nina or something.
But
yeah,
Nina,
she's the
Nina,
fish.
thank you. Who was the only sensible person? Yeah, the only sensible person on this group who's just trying not to get tasered or blown up by Amanda Waller or Rick Flag Sr. And it's like, she's definitely the type of person who's like, I didn't sign up. She's almost in a sense like they're Polka Dot Man, where it's like, I didn't want to be a part of this, but I am, and I don't like going to extremes like killing. I mean, we don't know much for her at this moment in time, but I think just like Polka Dot Man, she's going to evolve as the story goes along. And again, as I already said, Rick Flag Sr. And in terms of the villains, I mean, again, so far from what we've seen, we haven't seen much of Cersei. We haven't seen much of the Sons of Themyscira, or any other villain that's going to be involved in this series. And we haven't even gotten much of Frankenstein, but it's like, it's very much like the OG Frankenstein story of like wanting to find love, but it's like, it's Frankenstein. He doesn't really know how to convey it well.
Yeah, well, I mean, even then, like this episode 1 and 2, like they kind of, you're just only getting the first entry level of these characters' origins, and you'll get it more in like in the episodes to come, like which one. But what they did here with the bride again was very, very like dark and tragic. Now I'm gonna call this a negative because I haven't even mentioned this too in our review from Phil. Yeah, the whole Bride of Frankenstein, I get it. Yeah, you have an eternal stalker and stuff, but the fact that scene of them having with Victor Frankenstein, her like him, like that he's having sex with his own creation, is like, okay, like yeah, I was like, yeah, because even Phil when he saw that moment, it's like, nope, like nope. Yeah, because like again, aside from it having a vendetta between like the bride and the Frankenstein, technically they were made creation to be for each other, but it's like no, he has a factuation about her and everything, but then the bride's like no, stay away from me. So and you'll get more of that, like how long this has been going with it between them two and stuff. But yeah, I thought that was like whatever. But yeah, I'm still trying to get more information about like this fictional country that they're in, because again, these soldiers are like, they're armed with like with like lasers and stuff like that and everything. But yeah, you see this princess who voiced the dog in Guardians. Cosmo, yeah, in Guardians and stuff. But yeah, and it's trying to seduce Red Flag and everything. But one thing I did appreciate, again, you see that level of consistency, is that Rick Flag is that he still is mourning his son, even then they're saying that it's been 2 years, because we're actually putting time and to this and everything,
timelines,
right? So it kind of adding up to where we are. But yeah, I think again, this is just a good fresh start. Also, you're seeing the Frankenstein by David Harbour, which you don't get much of, like even not the first episode, but even the second episode, just of who he is and how loose screws, like literally is in this. But again, you get more of him and stuff, and that you get to understand again his backstory and stuff like that. But yeah, I said like favorites I have here. Definitely, I think I keep forgetting the name, but the fish. But basically, yeah, she does have a soft spot in this team, and definitely one of my favorites. But like you'll see her arc where like she does become one of your favorites. But one thing again you associate with this team, at least where you're getting for the first time, again, that these people don't like each other, but also like yeah, they can but they, even though that they're little monsters, that they're all representing like outcasts metaphorically, but also literally. And stuff, and like, and even then when that scene of her like waving at that little girl, as they're driving to the castle, and then the mom pulled away, is exactly the same thing they did with King Shark and stuff. So again, I love that he's keeping that theme with here. Like tonally wise, yeah, the some jokes land, some don't, but like yeah, like some of these folks are idiots, and are also standoffish and stuff like that. Like especially the guards in that at the castle and stuff. Like, what's that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the guards with the outdated slang. Where's the beef? Like,
right, and it's saying like, "Hey, good job with cultural references." And it's like, "Are you smiling sarcastically?" you know? But yeah, I in terms of like with ratings, again, these two are not my. You'll get to it. Are not my favorite episodes this season because they're coming. But again, I think this is a good start, of just introducing the team and stuff like that. Getting their backstory really with the bride was definitely that you can see tragic, but also definitely setting seeds of how they're going to be moving forward with this. Seeing Cersei as a villain, seeing this like this acceptance of, oh yeah, these magical people and these aliens and these monsters of creation, like we have a history with this universe already, so it's not like, oh my god, you're a made up monster. Like, no, I've been here since 1800s, whatever.
That's the thing I'm appreciating about this as well. Is like, as loosely the connections with Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad are, this is a pre-established universe that has already gone through some stuff. We're just peering in at a moment in time. That's the thing I'm liking with this. And that's also the thing I'm liking when it comes to Superman next year. Is like, we're not starting from the beginning. Y'all know most of this stuff already. Let's just peer in at a certain point and begin from there.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I in terms of ratings, like, what would you give like episode 1 and 2, I guess collectively, if you want, in terms of out of 10?
I feel like giving, if I say individually, episode 1, I'd probably have to give as an introduction, maybe like, I don't know, maybe like a 7, because it's like, it's slow. It's not like crazy opening, but it's like, it's not terrible. It has me invested, but again, it's like a 7. I think episode 2 is definitely an 8, teetering on an 8. Again, as you said, like, better episodes are coming, and I'll see for myself when we get to next week with episode 3. But so far, it's like episode 1, 7 out of 10. Episode 2, 8 out of 10. It's not bad at all. This is a good start so far to the brand new DC universe. There's still a lot more that we need to see before I can be like, oh yeah, this show I can recommend. But so far, I'd say definitely give it a try.
Yeah, I will say with these first 2 episodes, again, it's like you're getting the tone, and if again it's growing on you, I just sense of like, okay, well, is this entertaining? Yeah, because there's action. Definitely like that fight between Dr. Phosphorus and Red Flag. Episode 1, I'll give like a 7 out of 10. And episode 8, I'll probably give. No, not episode 8. Episode 2, I'll give 8 out of 10. Definitely with the story of the bride, kind of give more revelation of that and stuff. More action, again, like the fight between them and Cersei and stuff like that. But that's still not my favorite action scenes, but it's still one of them and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's a good start. But that concludes our review for episode 1 and 2. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, comment, like, and share. If you saw the first 2 episodes, what were your thoughts? Comment down below. And we see you guys in the next video for next week. We'll see you next time. Peace. We are happy.